Fellow Explorers. So I am just here casually eating some tacos in a really cool restaurant, but there's a catch because hello, Eriana's with me, and we are not in Kansas City or LA. We are in New York City. It is our first day. It's been a bit of a struggle. There were some delays on my part. It took a while to get to our Airbnb because it's all the way uptown.
It's quiet uptown.
We're getting some late lunch, and then we're gonna maybe go down to Washington Square Park before we go get dinner, even though we're just now eating, on a boat, and just see where the day takes us. We've got a lot of plans this next 3 days. It's gonna be busy. Hooray! Hello friends, I'm hoping you guys can hear me. We are currently at Washington Square Park. We just came here right after dinner. It took a while to get down here because it's a Saturday evening, but we are thriving. There were a bunch of people in the water earlier. There's the Arc de Triomphe. Well, I actually don't know if that's what it's called here, but it resembles the Arc de Triomphe in Paris. And there's a replica here. There are a lot of people shouting behind me, but there's a fountain. And we are just kind of chilling until we go a little bit more up north to hopefully get on the North River Lobster Company boat. It's a boat that runs along the river, and you have dinner, even though we just ate like 2 hours ago, and eat lobster, and it's gonna be a really bougie time. It's gonna be great. So yeah, we're just chilling. It's kind of what we needed because it was a rough morning. Hello guys, it's been a bit. Ooh, I look really tired in this vlog. I'm so sorry. We are still out. I'm actually surprised we lasted this long. I'm really proud of Eriana for pulling through. She's tired, she's ready for bed, but we are thriving. We are on the North River Lobster Company's boat that they have, and we are currently on the water. It's round 2. And so you pay $10 to get on. I think it used to be free, but now you pay $10, and then you get to ride the boat, honestly, as long as you want, until 10. It leaves like every hour, hour and a half, and then it's on the water for about an hour, and you get drinks and food, whatever you want to order. But it's on the Hudson River, and so on one side you get New Jersey.
Everything is legal in New Jersey,
which is behind me, and then the other side you get a gorgeous view of Manhattan. Which is exciting. So this is our last thing of our first night here. It's been a productive day. I think we got to see a little bit more than we thought we were going to the first day because we were very tired, but we pushed through. Eriana really pushed through. So we're just living our best lives at the moment. After this we're going to bed because we got to get up really early to start our first full day of adventures.
Hi, we're on the Brooklyn Bridge. Alright, Brooklyn Bridge by Lee DeWise playing.
We are currently on the Brooklyn Bridge. It is, what time is it? It's 8:20. Okay, it's a little later. We wanted to get here on 8. She's jet lagged. I'm still sleepy, so it was okay. Good timing. So this morning we're gonna walk the Brooklyn Bridge, go over to DUMBO, walk around there and take some photos, come back and eat at Chinatown, and then do some other sightseeing in the afternoon. Are now in Brooklyn Bridge Park. We walked the bridge, we went over to DUMBO to take photos with this one bridge that's right above us. Is there a period? Then we stopped to get some tea. We were thirsty. My back sweat has now calmed down. And we're in the shade, so I'm not gonna get a huge sunburn. Yeah, there was a marathon going on earlier, but we seemed to be, at least for the most part, like a few steps ahead of everyone, getting to places for photos. But now that it's actually starting to get to a normal time of day where people are around, I think we've passed the point of being ahead of people on things. So we're just sitting for a little bit, and then I think we're gonna head over. Ooh, I hope you guys can hear me. We're gonna head over to Chinatown to get lunch, as the metro is above us, and then we're gonna do Ground Zero, Staten Island Ferry, some other things. Why am I so close to the camera? I don't know. There's a family playing soccer behind us. It's very cute. I'm living. Tonight we're gonna try and get to a comedy show back in Brooklyn. So we're going all over the place today. Okay guys, we're gonna do a little sneaky sneak. So that guy right there, he's really mad at us because we chose a different restaurant than him in Little Italy.
Sorry.
Blame her.
Okay, so I walked up and he was with his Italian flattery. He called me Bella. He was beautiful. And I was like, yeah, I'll stop by, talk to him. Seemed fun, a little side stop, look at the menu. And then the restaurant across the street just looked better. So
that's where we're at today. We're having a little lunch. You got lobster ravioli. I got some spaghetti. We're just waiting on that. And then I'm gonna get a cannoli because I haven't had a cannoli in so long. It's been a good time. It was really funny. He's been very sad. Oh my god, he's watching. There he is with his umbrella. That's so funny. We're in Little Italy, by the way. Eriana says I didn't mention it. I might not have. I don't know anymore. So we did not decide to do the museum at the 9/11 memorial because it was long lines. We are currently at Trinity Church.
She is buried in Trinity Church near you.
We've been walking through the graveyard, looking at the different stones. We found Angelica Schuyler's, which is on the other side of the church, and then this side right behind me, right there, that is Alexander Hamilton's grave, and next to his is Eliza. And so I guess something that people do is throw coins on their graves. I'm not sure why, if it's like a Revolutionary War thing or if it's just like a respect thing. I don't know. Trinity Church is closed for renovations, which is sad because it's also where National Treasure 1 takes place, which I was gonna thrive on. I think we're gonna go walk down to Wall Street and then make our way towards the water and take the ferry.
I just want to say, Angelica, like she mentioned, is all the way on the other side of the church. Not even both, all three. We have Alexander, Eliza, and her dad Philip. We're all over here.
Are you sure it's not Hamilton's son, Philip?
Oh.
That's who I thought
it
it
was. Philip Schuyler.
Did it?
Wait, no, it might have been the son. It was the son.
We'll check the date and get back to you on that. I see an age. So it's younger one. When did he die?
1801.
So that's before Hamilton. Ugh, I look gross. I feel gross. I can't wait to go to a rooftop bar feeling this gross tonight. Onwards. We have an update for you. So we just got off the Staten Island Ferry. It's a free ferry from Manhattan to Staten Island and back and forth. And we want to take it because you can see the Statue of Liberty from there. You'll have to get on the right side to see it. So when you go into the ferry, stay on the left side no matter which way you're going, because that's the side that we'll get to see the ferry. So we had to get off the boat to get back on to go back to Manhattan. And so we are currently at the front of the line to make sure that as soon as these doors open, we are rushing. We're on the second floor now. We're rushing to get on the third floor, out onto the balcony to get good view. She said she's ready to be like a little weasel, so we're prepared. Hello friends, it is our second full day and we are currently in Central Park sausage shades, that's great, other people love them. But I realized I didn't like finish talking about what we did yesterday. Where did I leave off? I think it might have been we went over to Williamsburg, which is a neighborhood within Brooklyn, and we had food. We went to this really cool dive bar called Union Pool, which is an old pool factory, and they played a lot of 60s music. And then we went to, per Ariana's request, she found this place called the Knitting Factory, which is a music venue, but on Sunday nights they have like open mic night comedy. And some of it was hit and miss, but also some of it was really, really funny. And we kind of fell in love with the area. We both want to move there because it's away from a lot of the hecticness of New York, and it's a very like millennial-centered place where you can still see that there's a lot of families, but it's a lot quieter. It seems a heck of a lot safer, and there's a lot of subways to the main Manhattan area and the rest of Brooklyn and wherever else you want to go. So yeah, in a couple years you might see us moving there. But we are in Central Park. We're a little behind plans, and we've got some stops we need to make on our list of things that we want to see and for the next couple hours. And then we're moving on to some other stuff. We walked a lot yesterday, but I have a feeling we're gonna walk even more today. So we've gone through about most of the park. We kind of left the upper part, the very like north part of the park alone, just because it was like the Great Mall, which we like saw, but nothing was happening. And then we've just been walking around. We've been going to the different major stops, like the big fountain, which they tried to tell us that it's from Friends. It's not from Friends. That's somewhere else. And then we were about to go to the zoo, which we thought was free, and I'm still confused about that one. But they told us it's like $13 per person. But the rest of Central Park is free, like, duh. I don't, no shit. It's Central Park. You can't make everyone pay to go to Central Park. It's a park. So we just ate New York hot dogs. So now we are gonna go finish a couple more stops in the park, and then I think we're gonna head out into the city part. Top of the Rock, Grand Central Station, Rockefeller Center, and then make our way towards the High Line, hopefully, if we don't burn to death. So Ariana seems to think that I have enough confidence in myself to stand in the middle of this area and vlog. No, I'm gonna stand right over here against this wall to talk to you guys. We are currently at the top of the rock, which is the observation levels on Rockefeller Center. And so behind me, we've got, that's the Empire State Building, and then on this side is Central Park. It took a while to get up here. You have to buy your tickets for a set time and then make sure you show up between the like 10 to 15 minutes that they give you, and then you can stay up here about as long as you want. And then there's 3 levels. The first 2 levels have glass everywhere, and then the third level, there's no glass. So you kind of gotta make your way up. This is why I can't be a travel vlogger, because I never know what I'm talking about, and I can't use words. So I look a little haggard at the moment, and I'm not really sure why. I think it's just we've been outside. It's been a very long day, and it's been a while since I talked to you guys. We walked literally across town / took some subways, trying to find the subways to get to the High Line, which is these railroad tracks that have been turned into a walkway with gardens and stuff. Then we got food, and then we went home and watched The Bachelor, and we're very upset about it. So that was 3 hours of our night. And then we decided, you know what, we didn't get to go to a rooftop bar. I'm sweating. We are currently in the subway, and I feel pools of sweat on my face. Yes. And so we went over to the Empire Hotel, which is some streets away from us, but not like hard to get to from the subway. This might be our train. But anyway, the rooftop part was not open, but then we've had a good time. Nope, that's not ours. I randomly came across the Lincoln Square, which got me excited because it's where the home of the Metropolitan Opera is, I think the New York City Ballet, Lincoln Center, Performance Hall, and it was just really empty, and so we had a good time, just taking pictures and being stupid. But yeah, that's what's happened today. I'm just tired, and I'm wearing painful shoes because I thought that was a good idea, and then I started like being in severe pain about 2 seconds in. Well, we'll see what happens tomorrow. It's museum day tomorrow. It is officially Tasteful Tuesday on our trip. I don't think I told you guys, but we've named all of our days. Today is Tasteful Tuesday because we are currently at the Met. We are here mostly because I really wanted to see the fashion exhibit that they have every year, which I've been wanting to do for years, and obviously since I've never been here before, I've never been able to do. But this year's theme is Heavenly Bodies in the Catholic Imagination. I love fashion and couture clothing and everything about it, and so I was really excited to go, and I was living. It was fantastic. I was pure thriving. But now we are in the Greek and Roman wing, just sitting. It's a lot quieter here, so I thought I could vlog. There's a lot here. The Met is the biggest art museum in the entire country. So there's a lot to do, too much to see. We're gonna go shopping and then probably go home before we go see Dear Evan Hansen tonight. Today is my day to live, and I'm so excited. Hi friends, so as per usual, I've done a shit job vlogging. Yesterday we did a lot of walking, but yesterday the main two events were the Met Museum and seeing Dear Evan Hansen on Broadway. And so for that we had to go home and change in order to get back in time at 7, and we had to get there early. It was a lot of craziness, but it was so magical. Even though I listened to the music 1,000 times, it was still like an entirely new experience. I got emotional multiple times. But unfortunately today, this morning, is not even our last day, because it's literally just, we're supposed to be leaving to go to the airport. But I got up early. Ariana's watching The Bachelor in Paradise in the Airbnb, because I wanted to visit the Met Cloisters, which is right behind me. I'm waiting to get in. Literally for 45 minutes. It's where the second half, or maybe even the larger portion of the fashion exhibit at the Met is held. They have 3 buildings. The Metropolitan Museum of Art, which is on the Upper East Side, the Met Cloisters, which is up in Washington Heights, and then the Modern Museum, which I'm not sure where that is. But this is the first year that the fashion exhibit has been in 2 locations instead of just the main museum, and I really wanted to see it for like 45 minutes just because I already paid for the Metro and I already paid for the tickets, because when you go to any of the 3 museums, you get a 3-day pass. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm very winded. It was uphill. I didn't expect it. I'm tired. I have to say, guys, even though I was only at the Met Cloisters for about 30 to 40 minutes, it was worth it. It was worth the hike up the hill. It was worth the sweat, and now having to spend $7 on an Uber, but, you know, it was the only thing I had.